What's up guys, there is Cousin here, and in this video I want to share with you something that I've been working on the side for the past year and a half. This is an app that I'm really proud of. This is very near and dear to my heart. I've spent a lot of time trying to get this to work. And now what I want to do is basically start documenting the process of building this app on this YouTube channel here with you. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the hardest part for me as an app developer is not the actual making of the app. I can build applications, right? Like I'm a developer, I know how to code, I know how to build applications. The hard part is actually getting users to use those applications. In other words, doing the marketing. I'm not good at marketing at all, and I don't really like to do marketing as well. And the only way that I know how to do any marketing is to just make videos like this. And so I thought that if I started to document the process of building this application here on YouTube, maybe, just maybe, it can actually reach the right people and we can build a small community around this app and help support its further development. And so that's exactly what you're watching right now. I'm going to start a devlog series on this application here on this RPG habit tracker. And in this video, I want to show you and kind of go over the application itself, show you what it is, how it works, and what I really want and hope for this application in the future. So without further ado, let's now look at Habit Slayer and see what it is. So this is Habit Slayer. So this is an RPG habit tracker. It's essentially a gamified habit tracker, which basically means that you have all of the traditional features of a habit tracker, right? So like you want to build new habits, you want to better yourself, right? You can use a habit tracker to do that. What's different about this one is that it is RPG themed. So instead of just doing your habits and just bettering yourself, you also have a whole RPG layer where you can actually better and improve a character that you have alongside with you inside of the app. And you can see a little bit what this looks like here. This is on the official website of the application. You can see here I have some screenshots. Now I can't scroll down because I just realized the website itself has a bug. You cannot scroll down past these images here, which is just fine. I'm going to fix that a little bit later, but you can kind of get the idea here. You have all of this gamified stuff, all of this RPG stuff on this application to essentially give you that external motivation to be able to stick to your habits, because building new habits, right, and sticking to them is not necessarily always the easiest thing to do. And sometimes it really helps that you have this external reason that actually pushes you to stay on track and to keep yourself motivated. And that's really what this application is trying to do here. Habit Slayer is completely free and it's available for both iOS and Android as well. So if you want to try it out for yourself to see what this actually looks like, I'll of course leave links in the description down below. Come check it out and let me know in the comments below what you think about this app. So now let me show you inside of the app what it actually looks like. So over here, where you're looking at is the main page of the application. This is where your habits live. Now on Habit Slayer, you can have habits and you can also have tasks. The tasks are over here at the bottom on this tab over here. Tasks are basically just like habits for the most part, except that at least for now, tasks are one-time to-dos and habits are going to be things that you do on a recurring basis. And this works pretty much just like any habit tracker out there. So you can come in here, you can complete any task over here, any habit, I can check it off, I can complete it. But what's cool here is that you get experience, you get rewards for doing your habits, and all of those are RPG themed. So essentially you saw here, I got some experience, right? That experience goes directly into my character, into the attribute that I've set for my habit. So every habit can actually set an attribute. We're going to look at that in a little bit later. And then you also get coins, which go here in your coin pouch over here. And this allows you to buy items from the market to gear up your character. So let's come here and let's look at our character. So this is the character that you have on Habit Slayer, and you can completely customize this character however you want. I can go here and just show you quickly. You can edit the character here. You can select from a number of different races over here. You can then change your body type, your skin color. You can change your hairstyle if you want, right? You can really make your character look just like you want it to look. And then once you're happy with your character, you're going to see here at the bottom, we have some attributes over here. These are the attributes of your character, just like you would have in a traditional RPG. So here we have strength, we have dexterity, we have constitution, we have intelligence, we have luck, and then we have charisma. And this kind of represents, right, the well-roundedness of your character, and you can choose what habits go on what attributes and what you want to level up to essentially improve your character. Now, if you tap on any attribute over here, you can actually see all of the details of what each attribute does for you in the app. For example, if you look here at strength, strength is basically your ability to wield stronger weapons, right? Like here you have swords, you have axes, and whatever else I might add in the future. And this, by the way, I hope that you can see it. I hope that I'm finding the right audience for this. This is like heavily inspired by RuneScape. Just like in RuneScape, you have different levels and the levels unlock different things for you. This is exactly the same thing here, even down to the actual tiers of the items that you have. For example, we have here bronze swords, right? That's the first tier. Then we have iron swords over here. Then we have steel. Then we have obsidian. We have emerald. We have gold, and so on. I did choose to deviate a little bit to just not flat out copy RuneScape completely. So instead of black armor that you have in RuneScape, here I have obsidian. Instead of adamant, you have emerald. And then instead of rune here, you have diamond, just to make it a little bit more different and to kind of make it my own, right? So that's strength. So the higher your strength level is, the better weapons you're going to be able to equip on your character. Dexterity has different. Dexterity is mostly related to bows, right? And the ranged skill, if you will. On top of that, it also increases the experience that you gain overall from all of the habits every time that you do them. So you can see that there's a little bit of a strategy going on here, because if you choose to level up your dexterity first, all of the other attributes are going to benefit because you're going to get more experience as you're leveling up your character and doing your habits generally. And also here you can see I heavily inspired myself from RuneScape. We have wooden bows, oak, willow, maple, yew, right? This is exactly RuneScape. Constitution is the same thing, just for armor. So you have the same metals over here all the way to diamond in armor. Intelligence is for magic, so the ability for you to wield staffs and also to equip some robes. And also because we are still in a habit tracker, right? This is not full on a game. You have streak freezes that you can purchase from the market to essentially freeze your streak if you miss a habit, for example. Luck over here increases your drop rates. So we're going to see the monsters in just a second, because yes, there are monsters over here that you can actually fight with your character and with the gear. Luck here is going to increase the coins that you receive from just doing your habits generally, and also the item drop chance of monsters that we're going to look at in just a moment. And finally, we have charisma, which essentially just increases the item sell price. So whenever you sell items to the market, you can get a better price if you have higher charisma, which makes sense. Cool. So now let's go here to the main screen over here and let's look at the monsters. So I'm going to press here, select monster. And this is, I think, the most unique part and the best part of Habit Slayer. And it's actually the reason why this app is called Habit Slayer, because the whole point of this app is that you're slaying monsters as you're doing your habits. And these are all the monsters that you can slay. Now, what I have here is actually in progress. So you are getting an early sneak peek, because I literally just doubled the amount of monsters inside of the app. Previously, there was just half of the monsters here, right? But by the time that you're watching this is probably going to be out. So you have all of these monsters over here, and all of these are monsters that you fight by doing your habits, and I'm going to show you how. And I hope that you can see here that this is once again heavily inspired by, you guessed it, RuneScape, specifically old school RuneScape, because that's the game that I grew up playing with. So here we have the rat, for example. This is like the easiest monster on this app over here. You can see the attributes of the rat. You can see here the combat bonuses, right? So these actually affect the amount of damage that the monster deals and receives, right? You have attack bonus and you have the defense bonus. And essentially you have to pick your gear, right? And your attributes, right? To make sure that you maximize the amount of damage that you deal and reduce the amount of damage that you take back, because the monsters, by the way, will hit you back. And then you can see here the rewards from the monster. So you're guaranteed to get 50 coins every single time that you kill this rat. And then you have here the loot table. These have percentages here, and these will drop randomly based on these percentages. And of course, these percentages can be increased if you have a higher luck stat. So let me show you how combat combat works. So here you're going to press start combat. And the way that this works over here is unlike a traditional just RPG where you would have something like a tick system or something that's like real-time dynamic. In here, because we are in a habit tracker, the ticks, if you will, are your habits. So essentially, every single time that you do a habit, that's one action in the game, and that's going to attack the monster, and then the monster is going to attack you. If you don't do any habits, if you skip anything, nothing happens. You're not even penalized for doing that. At least for now, I might change that a little bit in the future, but everything here revolves around you doing your habits because ultimately that's the point. So let me come here and let me do a habit. Let's pick this one, avoid junk food. I'm going to come here, I'm going to complete it, and you're going to see that I hit the rat for 2 HP, and then I also gain my XP, and I also gain some levels over here, and you can see that I defeated the rat over here. I got my 50 coins, and I got my wooden staff, and there you go, I just defeated a monster. Now that we have the rat defeated, we can come back here, and now you're going to see that we unlocked the chicken, right? Because monsters have to have the previous monster defeated to unlock them, to kind of give you a sense of progression. Now we can choose the chicken over here, and again, we do the same thing. You look at the stats over here, you look at the combat bonuses, you see what they look like, and then you press start combat, and now you can do your habits again. So let's come here, let's drink water, right? Because again, we want to be hydrated. Let's fill my day. I'm going to press save, and you're going to see that I hit the rat for 1 HP, and the chicken, sorry, I hit the chicken, and the chicken hit for 1 HP as well. So they do hit back. Now, I don't think my HP actually updated. That's fine. If I just refresh this, no, that's fine. It's just because I'm in a development environment right now, but trust me, this actually works. If you go and use the app right now, it is going to work. You essentially lose experience, HP, and basically the whole point is you just manage your HP, right? You can go here to the market, and then you can buy health potions to rejuvenate yourself to get more HP and then continue fighting monsters. And that's the whole loop, right? You fight monsters, you level up to be able to get better gear to fight stronger monsters, and you just repeat the loop and you actually become more productive in real life as a process. So there you go, guys. That's Habit Slayer. That's what I've been working on behind the scenes on the side for the past 1.5 years, and I'm incredibly excited to finally be able to share this with you. So please do leave me a comment down below. What do you think about this application? Would you even use it, right? Because that's the whole point, right? I do have users. I have a few hundred users, but I'm trying to see if there's a bigger market for this type of application because I really think that it's cool, but of course I'm biased, right? So I would love to hear your thoughts. So please do leave me a comment down below. And let's just build a community around this application. So let me now just end with what you can expect from this YouTube channel going forward. So what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to essentially document the process of building out this application, of growing it as well. And I'm going to do that in the form of a devlog, right? So what you're watching now is the first edition of this devlog. And these devlogs will be just like this, right? Just me talking about something about the application and showing you what I've been up to, what updates I'm making, or whatever new feature that I'm adding to it. And my hope is that using these videos, because I've seen other people do devlogs and they've managed to build a community around their applications and games, my hope is that with these devlogs, I can find the right people for this application. We can actually get a strong community and a strong user base of users for this application, and hopefully even be able to have some funds for the development of this application, because what I would love the most is to actually make this my full-time endeavor. I really love this application. I think it's really cool. I also really love the assets that I have, all the monsters, the characters, the items, and all of that. And I would love to be able to make this my full-time gig. And even potentially, I'm just going to put it out there because why not, right? Let's put it out there. I would love to be able to turn this, not necessarily this specific application, but this world, the characters and everything, to turn that into an actual game. That is really my dream, and I would love to be able to do that. And this YouTube channel here is kind of the only way that I know that I can maybe get to that point. So if you're up for the journey, if you're enjoying this type of content, if this is in your alley, then please consider subscribing. It would really mean the world. And just leave me a comment down below, right? I'm going to answer every single comment. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'm super excited. That's it for this devlog, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.